in the Southeast region. Is that correct?
Well, let me tell you this. It's very unfortunate and highly regrettable, and I feel very sad that lives were lost in Southeast. A lot of lives, innocent lives, the lives of security officers, and so on and so forth. But, you know, my thing is this, that the evidence laid before the court failed to make a connection, a clear connection, a clear nexus between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu broadcasts and those the acts of violence or so-called acts of terrorism that occurred in Southeast that led to the loss of lives. You know, it is not insensitive to say it. Anybody that really would not be touched by the lives lost in Southeast or in any other part of Nigeria due to insecurity will be very, very insensitive. But by God Almighty, before we crucify a man for that, or we convict a man for that, we have to draw a clear parallel, a clear connection between what the man said, between what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, and the loss of those lives. There is an American adage that says that if the witch cried at night and the baby died in the morning, it doesn't mean that it is the witch that killed the baby. So it is very academic for us to dissecting this case here. The deed is done. I disagree with the conviction. I disagree with the verdict and the sentence. So whatever I'm saying here is a demonstration of my disagreement. But the judge might have found that he had sufficient evidence to back up the decision or the judgment that he rendered. But myself, as a lawyer, Ejimakor, I personally did not see that clear connection between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast and the violence that occurred in Southeast that claimed a lot of lives. And that violence is still occurring today. Is he making broadcast?
Mr. Ejimakor, my apologies, we're totally out of time. So that we are clear, we heard the judge, we heard him read those transcripts where he said clearly that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instigated the people, tell them, go here, kill them, do all the things he said. And indeed, it happened. So how do you absolve him of the deaths when he clearly said those things according to the statement of the judge?
Well, like at the beginning, I said, where do we go from here? We're not going back to the High Court to retry these cases. So we shouldn't be addressing this question in the context of trying to retry a case that has been tried and closed. The question you ask will be a question for the Court of Appeal to answer. So in doing an appeal, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu might be well advised to raise an issue, to raise a question for the Court of Appeal, whether what he had said, for instance, what you said that he said here, whether what he has said rose to the level or raised sufficient weight of evidence to ultimately blame him for the deaths that occurred in Southeast.